Ahoy there, you lily-livered landlubbers! Welcome to the Movie Couple live stream, where we talk about all things movies and pop culture related. I'm Captain Zany.
I'm Wonder Wendy.
And on today's show, we're going to be talking about how Uncharted has wrapped filming.
I don't know how I can follow that. Did episode one? Oh no! Did episode 1 of the Mandalorian season 2 live up to the hype? All this and so much more coming up, you guys. Welcome to our live stream. Happy Halloween, you guys!
Happy Halloween!
So sorry for the delay. We were just there were a lot of missing pieces to various costumes that mostly me couldn't find because I thought I had them stored in one place. You know how it goes. But nonetheless, we are here, and thank you so much for hanging out and joining us on Halloween.
Woohoo!
Trick or treat, you guys.
So today's actually going to be a little bit of a shorter show because one of the things that we wanted to do today is to have a little bit time later today to actually be able to play some Halloween games on video games on Switch.
We don't want to say Halloween games because I feel like that right away takes them to like, what's that, like Friday the 13th or like Phasmophobia. We are not streaming those. More on the Nintendo side of things, more on the PG side of things, but still going to be fun. We actually just got in. Should we just tell them?
Yep.
Luigi's Mansion 3. So we were up late last night because we wanted to make sure we could get to the co-op part. So when we streamed it, both of us could be in it. So we will be streaming later on today for quite a bit probably on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/themoviecouple, which we're also live at right now. I should probably check in and see if there's anyone even watching on Twitch. But in case you are, hi and happy Halloween to you. Oh boy, we are loud.
We are full of technical difficulties today.
Yeah, costume difficulties. Oh, and we should probably show you guys Miss Navi Bear.
Oh yeah, Navi. Because this was actually one of the parts that was a little bit more difficult. Was trying to get Navi in her costume because Navi does not like being in her costume. Come here, Navi. Navi.
She probably won't like the sword either.
She's even now. She's like, no, I'm not coming on the show because I had to get in my costume. There she is. Come here, Navi Bear. Come here. Come here. Oh yeah. We seeing how we've got the two super women in the house. We got Wendy and we've got Super Navi.
Let me take this thing off so they can see her
Super
better.
Navi flying through the air. Whee!
Yay! Oh, she's so cute.
She's got her little superhero costume on, and she's even got like the American Stars and Stripes going on for her cape. Super adorable.
Should we have you wear this on election day, Navi?
Be like, dun, 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 dun.
Oh my god.
Remember to go out and vote.
That should have been a campaign. Use a cute dog. Put the dog in a superhero costume.
You have no idea how famous you are now. Yay!
Tell people to vote. Say trick or treat, Navi. Trick or treat.
Oh, trick or treat, Navi. Oh no.
It's like, oh man.
Oh well.
Marvin says, "Isn't the sword more of a Shira thing?" This is the actual Wonder Woman sword that I got from one of the big mailer packages when they were promoting all things WB and Wonder Woman. So this is actually all like it all came together. I wouldn't call it necessarily a set, but all right, Navi doesn't like the sword. So
no, she's already trying to veer away from it. She's like, put it away. Scary sword.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and kick off these. And again, sorry for the late start. Glad you are all here. Thank you for those of you tuning in on Twitch and watching. We will be there later on the Movie Couple channel, which is where you're watching right now, twitch.tv/themoviecouple, and we'll be streaming Luigi's Mansion 3. We'll do a little bit of story mode, and we'll do a little bit of what is that called? Like the Scream Park.
Oh yeah,
mini
we'll play some of those mini games. We'll play some story mode. We're going to just do a lot of just different games and just have a lot of fun have a little fun on Halloween.
Yeah, and sometime during the stream, I'll probably switch over to Animal Crossing for like a hot second, just because Jack is supposed to arrive on the island, and I did get some candy, so I'm gonna give it to. However many is she done?
No, she just went up and she's like, "What is this?" The microphone. So probably everyone online just probably heard.
It's probably cute, huh? Nav?
You are so cute, Navi. So cute. Such a superhero, little superhero, putting up with all of the crap that mommy and daddy put you through. And
Yeah.
we have so many costumes for Navi. This is just one of
Yeah.
many.
She has dressed up as Ariel,
That's right.
the mermaid dog, the
The little,
merdog,
the little mermaid dog.
Navi the merdog, complete with a wig. She's dressed. I wanted to get her a Sally costume because when I bought Falcor's Jack Skellington costume, I wanted her to be Sally really, really badly. They didn't have it; it was sold out. What else does she have? We have Star Wars hoodie sweaters for them.
So one's a BB-8. One, no,
No,
not BB-8.
the
An
other
R2D2. One is a Yoda. One
Mhm.
is we got a couple different ones in there.
We
don't
have a Yoda one. We have a R2D2 one. We have these. She has a Christmas elf one
Oh yeah,
that
the
I
Christmas.
absolutely love.
Oh,
She
and
is
we have
the
also got
cutest.
for Chinese New Year's
little
the
dragon, little
the,
dancing lion
the little
ones.
dancing
Yeah,
lions.
yeah.
Be like, yeah, you can be like a
Yeah.
dancing lion. She's like,
That's
I'm
not
so
the song.
tired of this shit.
She's like, this is BS. Has Navi dressed as Navi from The Legend of Zelda? I can't find the right color wings.
I would
They
love
do
to be able
sell
to find
wings,
that.
but they're like, I was gonna just buy a Bumblebee costume, but all the bee costumes come with yellow wings and not with blue
We would have
or
to
even
find
white.
some way of painting them.
So I can, yeah. So until I can find the blue one and get her in like a blue sparkly thing, but it'll happen. It'll happen eventually. And thank you, Jack, for reminding me to say this because I forget every time. If you're here watching our stream, thank you so much. Hope you're having a great start to your Halloween wherever you are. And if you enjoy our video so far, if you enjoy the cosplay, go ahead and give this video a big fat thumbs up. Really, really helps us out here on YouTube.
Very true. Every little bit helps.
Yes. So let's go ahead and get started. We do have a little bit of news, and we will start with it's a little bit more of a solemn news, but I do believe that we should absolutely talk about it. We heard this morning about Sir Sean Connery, who has passed at the age of 90. And it's just, I feel like Sean Connery is one of those iconic actors who I feel like when I talk about him, I kind of picture him as immortal.
Yeah.
So to
not
hear,
not just the fact that he played an immortal in
So-
Highlander, but yeah, it's the fact that he's in so much. He's like an icon of a generation for everything James Bond. I mean, the fact that he was in Indiana Jones, that he was in Highlander, and hundreds and I mean, we could sit here all day just going through Sean Connery's filmography list.
Yes.
The Untouchables, which he won an Academy Award for. So it is just
the man has done so much, so much, and stars such as Daniel Craig reached out via their social media to express their condolences to his family and just about what an inspiration he had been to many actors in the industry, many people around the world. So he's brought us to so many awesome films. Obviously, most people, I would feel like, would probably know him most famously as Bond.
yeah.
I
I
would
think that
say.
is the easiest. You say Sean Connery, you go James Bond.
Yes.
So
And
yeah,
also that voice and the way he speaks is very, very unique and distinct.
which also might be funny is that every time I kind of think of Sean Connery, I also think of Celebrity Jeopardy.
I do too. I will take S words for 200, Alex.
I'll take swords for 600. I'll
That's-
take the rapists for that's therapists.
Oh man, I feel like those videos on YouTube are right now probably getting some clicks.
Oh yeah.
Has Sean Connery ever showed up to a Saturday Night Live to play himself?
Did he? I
in
think there
Celebrity
might have
Jeopardy?
been one time that he showed up as no. Actually, you know what? I'm not 100% sure. My feather keeps on. So this hat that I got has this huge feather in the back, and it keeps on hitting.
It's like a Barbosa size
Yeah.
feather. So yeah.
But yeah, just everything that this man has done, and what I mean, the fact that he was what he died in his 90s.
Yes.
But yet, even when he was in like his 70s and 80s, he was still considered like a sex icon. The fact that he was always this rugged
Silver
kind
Fox,
of
man.
Silver Fox.
Yeah.
That is my spy name when I get older.
Mm-hmm. Going to Twitch for the comment section. Happy Halloween to Starju and Kevin who are watching us from there. Starju says Untouchable, Hunt of Red October.
Hunt for Red October,
And
that's
Kevin
right.
says, I love Sean in The Rock with Nick Cage. He
Oh
Cage's
yeah.
character the entire movie. I could have probably put those up here. I don't know why I didn't do that. Oh, because it's not showing up. That's why. And coming back over to the YouTube chat here, somebody just asked a question about
Wait,
Bond.
didn't we actually have a super chat? Can you scroll
Did
back
we?
up to the top? Because I think we missed a super chat because there was. Oh, there it
Uh-huh.
is.
Oh,
Oh, Chris. How could we?
Chris's choice. It was a Jack question. Jack asked who was the first Bond, if it was Roger Moore or it was Sean Connery. It was
Sean Connery was the very first Bond. And it's kind of one of those things that you're kind of like, yeah, he's the very first Bond. And it's kind of like, how do you follow up after that? After you have Sean Connery play this role so iconically to
Mhm.
where the next person that comes in is just going to be like, well, he's not Sean Connery.
Yes.
So I felt bad for
That's a
anyone.
hard yeah, like it's hard to live up to that.
Yeah.
How do you match up to Sean Connery, you know?
Mhm.
And I saw a couple of you guys in the comments were hoping that we dressed up Navi as Baby Yoda. So Falcor's Yoda sweater, which would have worked honestly for a Baby
Yeah.
Yoda, doesn't really fit Navi correctly. It's a size, like a half size too big, but we do have
We have the Baby
the
Yoda.
Baby Yoda here.
He's so cute.
So cute. The little magic hand thing.
Use the
Ooh.
Force, Wendy. Use the Force, Wonder Wendy.
And let's go to Chris's choice for the super chat. Chris, thank you so much, and happy Halloween to you.
Happy Halloween.
Chris writes, "Who are some of your favorite villains from anywhere? Mine are Darth Vader.
Oof.
In a way, he's a villain. Beetlejuice and Dr. Felicia.
Oh yeah, from
Yeah.
Disney cartoons. Dr. Felicia is one of my favorites. I love how they portrayed him. I love just his style and he just oozes that confident
Ooh,
and
yeah.
charisma kind of thing. And that's what his whole character is based off about. He's a very fun character. And of course, how can you beat Darth Vader? He's like one of the
ultimate.
He's like the ultimate villain.
Yes. I would pick Darth Vader as my favorite villain.
Mm-hmm.
I would put Loki in there from the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
And on the same token, I would also, even though short-lived, I would put Killmonger in there.
Killmonger is amazing.
Man, what a great villain.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
But I mean, also just from different categories, there's amazing amounts of villains. I mean, from Star Wars alone, you have Darth Maul, you have Darth Vader, you have Asajj Ventress, you have Emperor Palpatine, who's a great villain.
Yeah.
In all of them, in all of Star Wars, it's just so many of them in just one genre.
Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker would be a favorite in the movie sense.
Mm-hmm. The
comic book as well is a great one.
Darkseid's a really good villain. Yeah. Thanos
is great. Let's see, the chat is chiming in. Blade writes Hannibal Lecter. Super memorable. Then if we want to go like old school Halloween, of course, The Shape.
Oh yeah.
Even though, like, do you really count The Shape as a villain or just like a main character? Because I feel like it's The Shape.
Yeah.
You know.
And then you have even things that you don't even know really what they are, like the Thing, who is just terrifying.
Yes. Let's see. Adam says, "Ahoy, movie couple! I am not wearing a couple today. Ahoy!" Let's see. I am wearing a shirt honoring my other favorite teenage witch,
Kiki's delivery service. And that's what I love. That's the one thing that I love about Halloween is the fact that everyone gets to bring out their inner nerd. Yes. Everyone's just like, I get to, there's these characters that you love that throughout your normal day, you're just like, how cool would it be to be this character? And then finally
yeah, I'm not gonna say that one out loud, but I'm laughing at it. It's the same one that we're looking at.
But to be able to be like, you know what? I'm just gonna dress up as this person, this character that I love.
Also from Craig from Avatar, Sparky Boom Guy.
Sparky Boom Guy.
And in case you guys need Combustion Man. In case you guys need a clarification, Craig is not talking about Avatar.
James Cameron.
Avatar, The Last Airbender. The only Avatar.
Wait, what about James Cameron? I don't like that guy. He stole my name.
Yeah, a lot of people, when I tell people Navi's name, they're like, "Oh, you must love Avatar." I'm like, "No, I mean Navi." Like, "Hey, look, listen."
Mm-hmm.
Legend of Zelda.
Hey, look.
Hey, listen.
Judge Doom from Roger
That's a
Rabbit.
great one.
He did a great job in that
Yeah,
role.
Shredder's another
Shredder's
great
a good
villain.
one.
There are so many. What are some of you? I want to go to the chat and see what the chat are saying. Noah writes Snape from Harry Potter. Fantastic choice.
That's a really
Snape,
tricky
anti-hero, because
That-
like part of the movie he can be seen as a villain.
Yeah,
Later on, I would say
he was a double agent.
a double agent. Yes. Let's see.
So
what
there's, I mean,
Thanos,
and that's what I love about
Freddie and Jason
it.
says
Brings
Vanja.
out everyone's inner geekdom to where
Yeah.
it's actually perfectly all right to dress up as any character you want, so that you can just because you love that character. I love pirates. I was actually a part of a pirate group for a while in the a Society of Creative Anachronisms, and
Wow.
and it was a lot of fun. And just being able to dress, I mean, I do it a little bit more often than probably most people.
Well, it was your job for a while.
It was my job for a really long.
Mhm.
It still kind of
Kind
is
of
when
is.
when I can get work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just being able to do this, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, love our oh, Biff Tannen
Biff
from Back to the Future. Yeah.
I mean, I still use
Professor Umbridge, great one, Joey. Oh God, I hated her
Oh,
so much.
Out of all of
Oh.
the Harry Potter villains,
She's the worst.
Professor Umbridge was the one that I, more than any of them, wanted to reach through the screen and strangle her, because she was so evil.
Which was great for the actor, like to be able to bring, to kind of make your audience feel that way about your
Yes.
character. Means she's doing a terrific job at
Mhm.
playing her, because she's really, really good at it. But yet, even the character, when I read the book, could not stand her. I was like, when is she going to meet her end? I
And
can't stand
and
her.
You're like, I want her. And like, oh, Joffrey.
Joffrey
was
the
one of
worst.
those characters that when you started to see him start to drink the poison, he started to change, and you're like, oh, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Yes. And you like, everyone just starts to
Yeah.
cheer. Like, what is it? I remember watching the what is it, where they have those the bar reactions
Yeah.
for Game of Thrones, and everyone just is like, oh, yeah, and they're just like swearing at the screen. That just shows what a good actor I can't remember the kid's name
Mhm,
who
mhm.
plays Joffrey is, because I've seen him do some interviews and he seems like the
Probably
nicest
the
guy.
nicest kid, but
He's like-
a lot of people, I think, can't differentiate character from actor.
It's tough for some people.
Like, and it can go kind of hand in hand both ways. Like, just because you always play a nice character on screen doesn't mean you're always going to be like a nice, like, because we're human, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you approach a celebrity, they're having a bad day, you might get like slightly of a less warm reception. Not saying that they won't talk to you. It's just, I guess it depends on the situation. If they're out with their family and they want to try to remain private, then
Mhm.
respect that a little. But oftentimes when you meet someone who plays a villain, they're usually really nice. I met the actor who played Ramsay
Oh,
from Game of Thrones, Bolton, right?
Yeah,
Ramsay Bolton.
Ramsay Bolton.
And I was just like, oh, is he? I wonder if he's gonna be like, I don't know, kind of like his character. Like, even I think about that. And so I, said hello, and he's the nicest guy. The nicest.
It's
guy.
weird how
So-
like sometimes you see like some of the people that play some of the meanest, nastiest characters, and they're the nicest person in the world.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, you see some of the nicest characters, and then sometimes they turn out to be like complete jerks.
We also have another super chat from
Woo!
Marvin Martin. Thank you so much.
Marvin Martin.
Pirates were villains. Vader was really
Very
Humpty
much so.
Dumpty. Villains are often silly underneath, but we turn real evil people to costumes years later.
Mm-hmm.
Well said.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the whole. Did anyone ever like? I know there was a couple different like serial killer.
Ted Bundy?
Ted Bundy.
That's a
Was there
villain.
like a Ted Bundy costume though? I don't know how you
Do
could.
you
dress up
really
as-
need? You can just go to a thrift store and shop.
It's kind of like what Wednesday said, in Adam's Family. I thought you were going to dress up. I am dressed up. I'm a homicidal maniac, and they just look like everyone else.
So creepy. No truer words have been spoken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well said, Marvin. Well said. Okay, I'm just gonna go down. this thing just in case we're missing stuff. I feel like the StreamYard chat is a little bit slower than the real life one.
It's very possible. I mean,
Yeah.
heck, I have it up on my phone, and I still have it back to when I was like, "Hey guys, we're running a little late," and it's for some reason
Oh, it won't go up.
it won't refresh,
How
and it won't.
weird.
It's stupid.
Technology.
Oh well, it happens.
Yes. And with that said, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. And we're talking Uncharted movie has finished filming, has wrapped filming. So Sony Pictures tweeted out the little clapboard that says Uncharted, and it's got Nathan Drake's like the ring
Mhm.
on the cord necklace, and basically saying that it's finished, it's wrapped. Which is, where
That
did
was
the time go?
fast.
Because Tom Holland literally revealed himself as Nathan Drake not that long ago.
No, I mean,
And
so that
already
means
has
they've.
finished filming. How long was it? I think I read somewhere that it was like, it took like 7 months or something like that,
Wow,
which seems short, but it could be
they must
longer.
have just been
I'm not
kept.
saying that that's confirmed, so don't take that number and run with it. Okay, that's literally, don't do that.
They've
That's
probably
just what I
wrapped like
read somewhere.
principal photography, so that means they probably still need to go
Pick up.
back and do pickup shots. They probably, once they start getting into the editing room, there's still going to be a lot of time.
Right, it's still in the works, but that is kind of big though. That I think that's huge that principal photography has wrapped for a movie, in my mind, as grand as Uncharted. I would hope that would shape up to be. I felt like it took no time at all, unless they were in production much longer than we knew, and they kept it really under wraps so people wouldn't, try to get on the set and
Oh
take
God.
photos. You know how they do that?
Can you believe how difficult it would be? One, you're trying to keep everyone on your set safe and COVID free and socially distanced.
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden, you just have all of these people that are trying to get pictures, that are trying to get onto the set, that are trying to, just makes it 100 times more difficult. And you're just like, wow, we didn't have to worry about that this time because nobody
Knew about it. Yeah. How it's so that may be one of the things, because of COVID and everything, they want to keep their crew safe. It's probably a minimal crew,
Mm-hmm.
depending on where they're filming, and depends on what kind of safety procedure the location allow them to have. So, but it is, I just hope that, like, so we can look at it both ways. The fact that they wrapped filming pretty quickly, how it feels like, could be good, which meant that they had a solid story, they had a solid shoot schedule, they knew exactly what they needed and wanted, and they got it all done because Tom Holland's a great actor and everybody
Yeah.
so it's just kind of like bam, bam, we got it, we got what we needed, we're done. Everybody's on the same page. So that's one way to look at it. Another way,
It also shows that it seems like they had all of their ducks in the row before they started principal photography. They were like, okay, this is shooting. The shooting part is the part that we need to make sure that we have down pat. We know which shots we're going to see, shoot, where we're going to shoot them, what order, how. So they had everything set and ready before they started principal photography because they knew what a cluster it was going to be in order for them once they actually got onto set.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were able to just be like, oh yeah, we have everything all planned out. So bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. So
and which is also gives me hope because that means they had everything. They know where they're going. They know what they want to get. They know what it's not like, oh, let's see what we can get on shooting day. That's when you kind of have where they're kind of off in different directions.
Not for a big production. Time is money. The longer you keep your people on set, the more if you go into overtime, double time, or whatever it may be, you're gonna have to pay them for that. So, and also, everybody's energy starts to drop the longer you're on set because it's tiring. A lot of people think like acting is a glamorous thing, like, which it can be, especially if you look at the red carpet and the premiere events and things like that. But when you're on set, especially if you're on a jungle type of a setting like Nathan Drake, like Mad Max, where you're in the desert, it is not glamorous. It's hot. Just because you're an actor and you have all the pretty makeup and wardrobe and cool stuff on doesn't make the weather less harsh on you.
Yeah, just ask Charlize Theron and
yeah, like that's hard. Like I'd be grumpy too. So like, and you still have to push away all of that, how you personally feel about like the sun hurts, my back hurts, I've been standing here for hours. You still have to give the best delivery every single time the director yells action, because you want to make every single take count, and you want to also do that in respect to everybody who is working on the sets, and because like you keep messing up and you don't take it seriously or whatever, they have to yell cut, they do it again, and like nobody wants that. Get it done, and do it right. So another way to look at it is they wrapped it up really quickly. Does that mean we're going to get? I just don't want to get a mess of a movie. I don't think so. I
True.
don't think so. I'm liking the cast. I'm liking how they're starting it. So I'm hoping that, that's not the case. But that's something you have to kind of think about, objectively.
Yeah.
To think, okay, it can go one way or another. Like they knew what they wanted and they got it all done, or we're gonna have to go back and reshoot things once again to,
I wouldn't be
the editing
surprised that
room.
they're going to go back for reshoots because one, most movies do. And also it's kind of like
Yeah.
if they just want to quickly get all of the big stuff done, figure out what we
The hard
need,
stuff.
then go back and get instead of having everyone be on set, you want to make sure that everyone on set is there for the shortest amount of time
That's true.
possible.
That's true.
So
That's
let's
true.
quickly get what we need. Okay, everyone wrapped.
Yeah.
Now let's figure out what we have, where we want to go. What's also great is now that they're done, we know that we're getting it sooner than later. So Navi, you're so squirmy.
You want to put her down?
Yeah, I'm gonna. She's
Sorry,
she's
Nobs.
squirmy. She's like, I don't want to be up
The
here.
costume's probably itchy on her belly.
Oh, very
The
true.
tool.
Sorry,
Okay, boo-boo.
Navi.
Go on.
But if you want, you can lay down next to us so we can get so you can still be a part of the live stream.
We have a comment from MK Songbird who writes, from what I can find, news articles filming on Uncharted was supposed to start March 16th, but was shut down due to COVID, and then reports in July uh, of filming started and was later retracted. So I guess it depends. And then let's see. I think Debbie had a comment as well. Remember, Holland was going to shoot Spidey right after. So
Tom Holland is booked. He's going from.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going straight from Uncharted right to Spider-Man 3.
That's really awesome.
So.
And hey, we have 2 super chats. Make sure. I think there was another. Hold on. Okay, that was the same one. All right, so we have another one from Marvin. Thank you so much, Marvin.
Thank you so much, Marvin.
Thanks. Halloween time is fantasy time made real. If God gave you power, what would become a fantasy world you'd make? Magic, power, pet, and etc. Okay.
Oh.
Magic power.
What would become? Okay, so fantasy world you'd make. That's very cute. That's actually an interesting story because when I first saw it at glance, I thought he was like, "What kind of superpower would you like?" My personal superpower has always been time travel.
Yeah.
Because there's always a lot of things that I would love to be able to see if I could retcon and switch around.
Or influence. Yeah, specific pinpoints. I like that as well. I also would love. I've said flight in like the past times I've answered this similar question. I've said flight just because I hate LA traffic so much. But then, like, I don't want everybody to have the ability of flight because then we would just have still traffic but up in the air. And then if you crash and fall, it's going to hurt a lot more.
That has always been my argument against flying cars. I'm like, look at how many accidents happen.
Have you not seen the Fifth Element?
If accidents happen that bad on the ground, what is it going to look like when cars crash in the air and then fall to the ground?
Hopefully they have one of those suspended things where there's some sort of backup engine repulsor thingies where lets you continue to levitate in the air.
If I had to create a fantasy world,
which one would you want to live in?
I think I would want to live in a world where magic is accessible to everybody, not just like in Avatar: The Last Airbender, in Harry Potter, in even in Star Wars when it talks about who could wield the Force. It's some people are very powerful, some people can kind of do it, and then some people can not do it at all, no matter what.
Yes,
I think it would be a world with a really good world with magic is a world where anyone can
Navi
use.
doesn't like Baby Yoda.
Oh, she freaked out by Baby Yoda.
Away from it.
And so far there's been I've read a lot of different fantasy books, and I haven't stumbled across a world to where everyone can use magic or to some degree or whatnot kind of thing. I would love to see a fantasy world kind of like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
To where technically, if anyone wants to study magic, you can study magic and you can do it. Where magic is in so many different items and in so many different parts of the world. There was another book that I was reading called The Lightbringer. And it talked about how some people are able to absorb different colors of light through their eyes and create different material with that light,
Yeah.
which was I always thought was really cool.
Yeah.
So there's so many different worlds
There
out there.
is.
I would love to sit down just like and create our own one day.
Oh man. I
Our
mean,
whole
that's what
magic
D&D
system.
and Pathfinder and Kids on Bikes and Kids on Brooms are for, which are some of the campaigns that you would
That's what we
get to
do
play
in
with
our
our friends.
role-playing games.
Yeah, we have like 4 campaigns that we're in, which is so much fun. Just private games with friends.
Mhm.
Left fantasy world. I mean, I would say if I could make my own rules and bend, kind of have some
Airbender.
flexibility, I would probably do Harry Potter, but again, making that magic accessible to everyone. And then there's way for people to pursue it, pursue higher learning of magic if they were able to attend like university. Like, you know, you would have your basic elementary school, middle school, high school, and then college, and you can take various courses to kind of enhance your learning
Yeah.
in that way. So that's what I think that would be cool. And then a magical pet.
Ooh. I've always wanted to have like a little owl that I could have like perch on my shoulder kind of a thing. So like one of those cute little barn owls.
Yeah.
They're not the barn owl like from Labyrinth. There is a smaller version called, I think it's an elf owl or a tiny elf owl. And I'm like, to have a
Is that like a
familiar,
pygmy
it's
owl or something like that?
something like that.
Okay.
But if you look up tiny elf owl, you'll be able
It's
to
called
find
an elf.
I think it's
like-
called an elf owl.
Hold on, I gotta look now. Okay, you talk.
But yeah, to have a pet familiar, one that you can kind of like have this psychic connection through to where like you could actually like see through its eyes and communicate with an owl. I think that would be awesome to have a pet like that.
I'm not finding it.
You're not finding it?
No.
I'm sure if you just look up tiny owl, you'll find a picture of it.
So it's just a tiny owl?
I'm pretty sure it's called an elf owl, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, see, look how tiny they are.
Okay, but they're not like what's
Oh my goodness!
gosh.
Look at that one.
This doesn't look real.
It might not be, but I know that there are little owls that are that small.
Yeah.
But that's my pick. What kind of familiar would you would want a dog?
I want a unicorn.
Oh.
I can pet it, I can have fun with it, I can ride it. It can take me places and I won't need cars. That'll be it. Okay, elf owl. This is what it literally looks like, a little old man.
Really? Oh.
It looks like a little old man. That's cute. All right, sorry guys. We have another super chat from Amr. Thank you so much, Amr.
Thank you so much, dude.
Yay! And trick or treat and happy Halloween to you. Fun fact: pirates had strict rules: no gambling, no women, no music on a Sunday, and lights out by 8. And it was a democracy. Lights out by 8?
I know a lot of pirate ships were actually a lot more democratic than...
They are pirates. Why do they have a bedtime?
I think it's because the way that piracy worked is actually a lot more like piracy today. It's actually one small ship that tried to sneak up on a big ship, and they would climb on during the night, and they would attack the crew and take over the ship then.
Yeah.
So having to have your lights out at a certain time, actually, I have to go back and study a lot of the things about piracy, about how, because a lot gets mixed up between movies and between pop culture and between a lot of pirate culture is based off of Treasure Island, which was very wrong in a lot of things.
Yes.
So trying to mix what is reality, real history, with pop culture history is always difficult to sort through.
Yeah. That's really
But I do remember that pirate ships were a lot more democratic because there was a bigger fear of mutiny at the time.
Ironically, Dustin and I play in a Pathfinder adventure path where we are pirates, and we literally we finally regained democracy on the ship by having
we finally took it over, and now it's ours. Now we have to think of a name.
Oh yeah, we have to. Didn't we start? No, I think we should bring that. We had that game is tomorrow. So
yep.
Bring some ideas. Thank you so much, Amr, for your pirate knowledge. We love that. And Chris Mendez, another super chat. Thank you, Chris. Wendy, did you see Ashley Eckstein's IG story? If memory serves me correct, I did look at it last night, and you know how Walt Disney World is open,
Yes.
and she is an annual pass holder. She's a frequent park goer, and they were doing like a group photo, social distancing. People all had masks on, from what I saw. It was nighttime at Galaxy's Edge. It was in front of the Millennium Falcon, and people had their lightsabers lit up and stuff like that. And she photobombed them, and she basically walked up with her new the Clone Wars, the new lightsabers that are coming to Galaxy's Edge.
And she
And
that
she
is
had them,
awesome.
and she was like, and she walked up and she had her Ahsoka Tano outfit, which is the same one that I have. And she said, "Can I take a? Do you guys care if I'm in the photo?" And people were like, "Yeah."
Of course, we have Ahsoka in our picture in front of the Millennium
please.
Falcon. Yeah,
Yeah.
Falcon. Yeah.
Yes,
you
please.
bet.
So, Chris, if that is what you're talking about, yes, I did see it, and it's so cool. And I feel like because the park is at a kind of capped capacity, it's a little bit easier and safer for her to go and do so. I'm not saying fans are going to do anything dangerous to her, but I'm just saying it's just less people. It creates less of a crowd, because you still have to, you're excited, but you still have to maintain distance.
Yeah,
so,
you're less likely to get mobbed.
Right. So you don't have all of that. So if that's what
if that's the IG story that you're talking about, then yes, Wendy caught it.
Yeah. Super chat from Marvin Martin writes, joke with wine and Epstein. Oh, Weinstein and Epstein. Got it. Okay. What do you think of Frankenstein was really planning for that monster? I don't think I would say the former two are a lot worse than Frankenstein could ever be.
And that's the thing, especially when you start talking about Frankenstein, it's who was
I have to take these off the itch.
Who was the real monster? Was it the monster itself, or was it the guy that created the monster? And the monster's just like, what's going on? I don't understand. Why do all these people want to kill me?
I was going to say, or would you want to put it on the villagers, that kind of,
or the villagers? No.
But it's also like, there's so many different ways to look at it too, because you feel for the monster. Like, the monster didn't have a choice whether it was going to exist or not. Didn't have a choice because it was a creation, what it was going to look like, or its actions, or its thoughts, right? So that's kind of based on the creator. But then for the people, it's something so unfamiliar, looks really, really frightening to them. So natural reaction is like, you have a fight or a flight. And I think they chose the former, which is fight. So there's different facets and different ways to take a look at it. But Marvin, thank you so much for your super chat. And
and I think
so itchy.
Oh wow! Imagine trying to wear those all night long while going through like trick or treating, and it's like nope.
I need to put some moleskin on the inside of these, and that would help.
Was it like kind of sweaty on those, or
no? It just like it started to itch me. I also have really dry skin right now.
I'm sorry,
I'm not
baby.
drinking enough water. Let's see. Vanja agrees. Vanja says the creator and the villager. Adam says my answer is Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show, or Dr. Stein from Soul Eater. Oh, those are good ones, Adam. Those are good ones. Jonathan writes, Dr. Frankenstein was the monster. So a lot of people saying the creator. We have, oops, I did that wrong. There we go.
Chat.
Thank you so much, D-Train.
Hey, so much, man.
If you pause the Mandalorian episode at 1307, you will see Sam Witwer's cameo. Really?
What?
All right, I am going to check. Hey, look,
that actually is a perfect segue into our next topic.
And also hashtag not sponsored, but I do have the Disney Plus app on my phone.
Oh,
but also hashtag not sponsored, because we're not sponsored by Disney Plus.
We are just fun, enthusiastic customers of Disney Plus.
Yes. So let's see.
That our next topic of the day is going to be: did The Mandalorian season 2 premiere live up to the hype? So now I want to keep this very spoiler free. So if you're in the chat,
yes,
please do not post any spoilers, because we don't want anyone to be like, oh, come on. So please keep everything super vague. You can mention how you liked the feel, the vibe. You can mention, please don't ruin any parts of the story, because there are tons of people who will get really mad who have not seen it yet.
1309.
Oh, you've got it right there.
Hold on. 1301. Okay.
Here we go.
Sorry, 1 second.
Oh, Sam. Whitworth, one of the people
Really?
in
I was looking at the people though. I was looking at the actors. Oh, that is him.
Oh man,
Oh, that is him. He's just got really, really different hair.
he looks so different in that shot.
I turned the
But
brightness up on my
that
phone.
is so cool. And you know what?
Good
That's
ID train.
That's
Wow.
what I love about a lot of the movies, a lot of the TV shows from like Pixar, from Disney.
Are we
is
teasing
they're
that if he's on
so.
set? Are we is this the big tease of what's to
Honestly,
come?
I want to see. I want to see what he looks like.
Is that a tease of he is involved, as in maybe Maul will show up? Maybe.
Well, honestly, I don't think Maul will show
Oh,
up
wait.
in this season.
Can he, because of what happened in Rebel?
Yes, because Maul's story doesn't. Oh
No, I don't think Maul can show up.
Oh yeah, because this is after episode. This is after Return of the Jedi. My timeline is constantly. I'm like, wait, it's here. No, it's there. Yeah, this is after the original trilogy. So by this time, yes, Maul is all. Yeah. I'm not going to. Just in case you guys haven't seen
Maul
Rebel,
will not be able.
Maul will not be able to appear.
Starkiller.
I don't think they're going to bring in Starkiller. Even
why
don't get
not?
Me wrong.
They brought in this character for this episode that I'm not saying the name of.
True, but the thing is with Starkiller, that happened long before this. This happened more like Starkiller happened more around the time of Rebels than it did with after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't think they would ever bring him in, even though I would love to see Starkiller and to hear Starkiller's story, because I loved all of the Force Awakens, all of the I can't remember the name of the game. Yeah. I have both of them, and I have them over by my Xbox right now.
Yeah.
And I can't. Whoever remembers the name of the game with Starkiller, please put it in the chat, because was it Force Awakens? Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed.
That's what it was.
Force Unleashed. We have the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of the things that just wasn't quite clicking for me. I know it was for something. But yeah, honestly, I would love to see Starkiller make an entrance. I would love to see Sam Witwer play if they're not going to bring in Starkiller. Witwer, my apologies. Witwer, if they're not going to bring in, they can't bring in Maul, and they can't bring in. I personally don't think they will.
They could do Maul in a flashback.
They could do Maul in a flashback.
Hologram.
And they're probably going to do Maul. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't do Maul in the Kenobi. Unless they do that scene that they've already done in Rebels. Do it. So, but I would love to see Sam Witwer as Maul.
Yeah.
Or as a character. Bring him in as any character, and I'm going to be happy. But honestly, this episode of The Mandalorian, this was a great way to kick off the episode. I love the character that they brought in from Aftermath.
Yep.
I loved how they wiggled him in, how they fit him into the storyline.
And it didn't feel like it was shoehorned in I'm sure for the book readers, to see someone show up from like Legacy, they're kind of like, oh my gosh. For the viewers who have not read the book, it felt really, really natural. It felt as a part of the story. What I really liked about this episode is that and we already, have talked about this ever since season 1, but this episode, more than any of the other, I would say, like season 1 episodes, feels the most Western inspired out of all of them.
There were so many moments where I was just going, oh.
We just need a space tumbleweed.
Yeah, space tumbleweed. Here a little.
Bar door.
They even had kind of a bar door kind of a scene.
The next time they do it, I want everybody like a very loud bar, and then the door opens, the Mando stands there, and then just everybody all at once shifts, and then like you hear like a cup fall over and shatters on the ground, just because that's how it always happens when a stranger wanders into town or something like that. That would be so fun. I would say definitely, to me, the season 2 premiere definitely lived up to its hype. One of my main worries was that we've come so far already. We've got all of season 1. So a lot of the merchandising is out, specifically a lot of merchandising for the cutest asset in the universe, and that is Baby Yoda. So Baby Yoda. So I was worried that they would try to show as much Baby Yoda as possible, to the point where you would negate away from the story just to show off the child, and they
Yeah.
didn't do that. They gave us the cute scenes when the moment was right, and it was short. It wasn't like, he was on screen forever, and I appreciated that because that meant that they gave us, those cute moments to be like, oh my gosh, and then they focused on the rest of the story.
Yeah. And even though I wish they would have given like Baby Yoda a little bit like of something to do,
Hmm,
kind of
hmm.
a thing, they didn't really give Baby Yoda that there was a few moments I think that were super cute.
Yes.
But I would like to see him a little bit, or we don't even know if it's a him or her yet, huh? No.
Yeah.
Have they
Wait,
said,
say that again.
have they used a pronoun for the child, or
Yes, because Mondo says wherever he goes, I go.
okay. So then that does, because who knows? Maybe Mondo had to change a few diapers.
I mean, the child is very young.
Very true.
So most likely at one point in time, it has to happen. Kevin from Twitch, Dustin, what I heard, Force Unleashed 3 is in development. Maybe it was a Star Killer teaser. In the second game, he was alive in the good ending choice.
Yeah.
Aha, yes, that's right.
So
Wow.
technically, so that's why I kind of left it open ended when I was talking about it.
Hmm.
They technically could bring Star Killer into the Mandalorian world.
Yeah.
However, I personally don't think they will, because I think they'll go in their own direction. I
Yes.
personally think if they do bring Sam I can never say his last
Whitwer.
Whitwer. I want to say Whitworth. My apologies. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm terrible with names. But Whitwer, if they bring him in, they're probably going to give him a brand new character to play.
I mean, he is an actor, so
Mm-hmm.
he as much as I think everybody wants to see him portray live action Maul and or Star Killer. I think it would be just as fun to have him portray either an original character or a different character. Because why not? Just keep him in the Star Wars family, and
Yeah.
I think that's probably
Just keep
the
on
best
giving him
part.
more work because he's an awesome actor.
So let us know if you guys in the comment section or in the chat if you are already caught up with season 2, episode 1 of The Mandalorian, aka Chapter 9. Let us know what you thought. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, they didn't give too much, they didn't give us too little. It was just right, and it gave me enough reactions to be like, wait, what? Like, there's at least one of those in every episode, I feel like.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of them, but we're not going to talk about them here
Yes.
because we want to give you guys the opportunity to watch it first. Once you guys have watched it, by then we will have our spoiler review.
It's up.
Oh, it's up on our channel. Awesome.
Yep. Sorry for the late night. Sorry for everybody who had notifications on. I uploaded at like midnight last night. So sorry. But if you are caught up, you're welcome to check out our spoiler review. And we have a super chat from Vanja.
Thank you so much.
I see Dustin's Matthew McConaughey from Dazed and Confused. Wendy is Asian Scarlett Johansson as Wonder Woman. Now you do me. Name a character. Vanja, I'm just going to say Batman. I feel like Batman is one of his favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I thought, was it on Discord or something? One of your profile photos? Maybe it's here on YouTube. Oh, no, because I'm looking at the V. But I thought I saw a photo of him as, like, dressing up as Batman. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But I'm gonna say Batman.
I want to say
Batman.
whatever you guys. I mean, that's the part that makes Halloween so awesome and amazing and fun, is the fact that it's not like, oh, someone, like when someone gives you a costume to wear, you're kind of like, okay, unless it's like, oh my gosh, I love this character kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But it's the characters that you love, whether it's a villain, whether it's a hero, whether it's a what is that called? Not a bad guy, but he's like a bad guy that's turned good. What is that called? Anti-hero.
Vigilante?
A vigilante.
That's not really the
No, I'm thinking of Jeff. I'm thinking of anti-hero.
Okay.
But I mean, that's the thing that's great about Halloween, is being able to put some of these just fun costumes together. So
a John Connor Batman. Why not?
That would be kind of cool.
Why not?
Like, what would happen? What would happen if the Terminator came back and killed what is it called? That killed Martha and Thomas Wayne, and then it's but yet Bruce got away, and he's now the Batman that is now trying to take out Skynet, prevent Skynet from happening.
Whoa!
You got some cool crossover there.
Yeah, that's insane. Comment from Keith watching on YouTube. Thanks, Keith. Keith says, I don't have Disney Plus, but I'm so tempted. Join us on the dark side, Keith. Join us. We have cookies. And we also have The Mandalorian. And
Well, there's also a lot of other
Pay,
cool
thank you for
stuff.
stopping by. Enjoy your dinner and happy Halloween to you. Thanks
Happy
for
Halloween!
watching.
No, for our out of the U.S., I don't know how big Halloween is in other countries. I don't know if like in the UK and Australia, if
Yeah,
Halloween
let
is
us know.
as
Our
big.
international viewers,
Our
let us
international
know.
viewers, yeah.
Vanja, Jack, Kevin, let us know. I'm trying to think of all the international viewers that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know if Halloween is a big deal, you know, in your hometown, in your country. It certainly is in the US. Growing up in Taiwan, I actually had never heard of Halloween until I got here, and my aunt's like, "Hey," and you know, think about it, because when I arrived, it was around the summer when I like came to stay and I started to go to school and learn English and all that stuff. And my aunt said, "Hey, you know, it's around the beginning of October. Let's look for a Halloween costume for you. What do you want to be?" And I'm like,
A what?
"A what?" Halloween. She's like, "Yeah, you know," she didn't hit me too heavy with like the origin of it. She just sold me on the, you can dress up as whatever you want, you can wear a costume and people give you free candy. And I was like, "Oh,
Win.
okay." I think the very first costume I had, I want to say Wednesday because I remember braids.
Oh, Wednesday Adams.
Yeah. And it was an easy one. It was
Nice.
something that I could easily put together at home. But I also remember being Princess Jasmine because I was obsessed with Aladdin and Jasmine. But yeah, I was Halloween. I became obsessed with it ever since I learned about it because it was such a foreign idea to me. I was like, we get free candy.
We get to dress up and get
What
candy.
is this? You get trade candy? That's cool.
Even though I remember someone posted this on this little saying on Facebook, and it kind of rings a little true, is
Mhm.
the fact that, you know, pretty much since March, I've been wearing a mask and eating candy. I don't know if I really need to devote an entire day to that activity,
Oh,
but
man.
it's also one of those activities that I love.
Yeah.
I love putting on a costume and I love eating candy.
Yes. Mandalorian Martin, how are ya? I just love that name, so I wanted to call it out. Let's see in the comment
Mandalorian Martin.
section. Mandalorian Martin. So Halloween in Austria isn't that big. And let's see, Jack also said that, I think.
Yeah, from what from what I know is that I know down in
Oh no, he said usually good. Sorry.
oh,
Continue.
I was going to say because I know it's different down in Central America, that it's the Day of the Dead.
Yes.
And that it's a completely different kind of a holiday
Mhm,
than
mhm,
from
mhm.
what us Americans celebrate. And
Did
I'm
you just drink water and I pet you and now you're drooling all over my hand? Talking to
yes,
Navi.
she probably did. Now she's like, "Give me loves,
Come on,
mommy."
come on, come on,
Oh, so
Navi,
cute.
come here.
Oh,
See,
go
look,
over to,
she won't go. She won't go past Yoda. Navi,
oh,
come.
there we go. But so yeah, I mean, it's always interesting to find out how different countries celebrate different holidays, or whether or not they even have certain holidays. But yeah, I can see how Halloween is not as popular in other countries.
Yeah, it's just but it's I like that way I learned about it. It was like one of the first different holidays I learned about when I got to the US. Let's see. But not big in Croatia. Um, Jack had a comment. Jack says, I remember one house who had green lights in their garage and dead legs hanging at the bottom. Ooh, that was a few years ago. Nothing this year, but my area is usually good. So since we're kind of talking about dressing up houses for Halloween, which leads me to think about Halloween haunts, what is your most fond memory about like going to a Halloween haunt, whether it's a haunted house or whatever. So we're talking, let's talk a little bit of like Halloween memory before we go.
I think the one year that you and I did Halloween Horror Nights
Together.
the first year that we were actually, for the longest chunk of time, I'd have to say for at least a good, what, 10 years, we were always working something for Halloween. Either
What year are we now? 2020?
Yeah, 2020. So either
I
we
think
did
I got hired by Universal 2012.
2012, but then before
2011, because I had, okay, funny story. I went in and auditioned for Halloween Horror Nights, but I auditioned on like one of their last groups, so they had cast most of the characters. I wanted to be a stilt walker. The most of the roles had been filled, so it was a no go. But then I showed up again or at Christmas, feeling very defeated and very not confident about um, my skills and my ability at all. And then one of the casting directors said she was like, "Oh, I remember you from your Halloween audition. You're good." And like she
Move
gave me
on.
like pass from like she was like, I remember she's like, you should come back for stilts. And I was like, all right. And I got it. I was like, and then when I got it, imposter syndrome set in. I was like, why did they hire me?
What am
Why?
I doing
What am I
here?
doing here?
But yeah, I mean, it's awesome too because while Wendy was working at Universal Studios, yeah, you got Grinchmas,
Yep.
you got some Horror Night
Yep.
stuff.
Fun stuff.
I have to admit though, all of the different Halloween stuff that I've done, it's brutal work.
Yes.
You know, anyone who goes out to any Halloween haunt kind of a thing, appreciate every single person in a mask or a costume that's working there because it is brutal work.
Yeah.
I mean, you're staying up late, you're running around huffing and puffing in the cold. Usually you have layers and layers and layers on, and usually some kind of very uncomfortable mask or makeup. I remember having to put in these contacts that were just not fun.
To wear. That was Haunted Hayride.
That was Haunted
Hayride.
We did a few years at the Los Angeles Haunted Hayride. We did a few years at Horror Nights and Universal Studios. I remember doing one when I was in high school.
Yeah.
I did one that was like, it was down in Simi Valley. That's where I went to high school. But there was like this little empty lot that one year they just built like a Halloween walkthrough maze. And I was like, hey, I'll do it. So, but yeah, it is tough work, especially when you have to deal with drunk guests.
Oh, those are the worst. They are the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Blade also said, my favorite was working a Haunted Hayride. Hey. And I got to dress as a psycho clown with a chainsaw that made noise. Wait, did we work the same one? Blade, if you're in LA, let us know. Because that's the one we worked, and we also had clowns with chainsaws.
Yeah.
I was not one of them. I was trying to find a photo of me as one of the scary twins that you would meet on the trail. But I can't find it. So, but that was a lot of fun. And I would say in the future when haunted mazes and attractions and all that come back, I would say when you go, be kind and remember that characters are just humans in costumes. So even though the setting and everything is super creepy and it is their job to scare you, it is their job to create a spooky and frightening environment to give you that experience, which you, by the way, paid for.
Very true.
You paid for it, knew what you're up to. Don't be one of those butts that go to purposely screw with the characters and laugh about how you're bigger, badder, better. We as characters, well, I'm not anymore, but
too.
Well, we can't do anything. We can't strike back a guest. We can't do that. If we get hit, we can't just hit back.
Yeah, and I've heard so many stories to where the scare actor would have gotten severely injured.
Yes,
because
we luckily haven't gotten severely injured.
I've gotten punched once.
Just once?
Yeah, just once.
Oh my God, you're so lucky.
Well, I also kept a very good distance from.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so.
I like to get a little bit closer than necessary, without touching, because there's different ways to scare, and I didn't have size on my side because I am all of only 5'1". So kind of the stalking them, following as close as I can possibly, and kind of doing like the what is it, like you kind of loom over them, that's not the right terminology, but yeah, kind of the stalking, creepy, smaller set, yeah, kind of following along, that generally freaks people out. And as long as they don't retaliate and come back and try to hit me, like that's not okay, because we're trying to stay in character too. So just keep that in mind when you go.
Bottom line, just for life, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. And also, if a character gets too close for comfort, you can tell them, you can say it in like hey, like, for real, I understand, like, you're kind of freaking me out. They will back off. They don't back off, they get overly aggressive, they're trying too hard, you find a supervisor. They're all over. You find them and say, I get, I'm here to be scared, but they grabbed me, they touched me, they picked me up. Like, that's a big no-no. Like, nobody should be touching you. Doesn't matter if you're friends with them or not. It's a safety concern. You don't do that. So, anyways, that's just a little tidbit on some Halloween safety.
Yep, Halloween Halloween haunt protocols.
Oh, actually, you know what? I love Adam. I forgot that Disney also did Halloween stuff.
Oh
I
yeah,
sometimes discount it only because
the not
not
so
because it
scary
doesn't
Halloween.
because it's not scary, and like for me, like I like going to haunted houses and getting a little frightened. So
I love the ones at Universal because usually the sets are so amazing. Those are what I love
yeah.
the most about doing going through haunted mazes. Isn't just the fact of how scary it is, but how cool the sets look. How they decide to
Do you have a
do
favorite that you've gone through from all the
from
years?
all of the years.
Mm-hmm.
There's I really loved the one for what is it? An American Werewolf in London.
Oh, that was a
That was a
good
really
one.
good
That was a really
maze.
good
That was a
one.
really, especially for the guy that was in the hole in the ground and he's like doing the distortion because his body
That's
was
hard.
transforming into the werewolf.
Yeah.
It was a really good special effect that one
Yeah.
year. You got to see the one that they had for the oh shoot, what is the one that
What's the premise, or what
the
was the
the
year?
it's the one that had Annabelle, not
Hmm?
the what is the group that had Annabelle and they had
Insidious,
Insidious was a
The
really good
Conjuring.
Conjuring.
I don't know if
That's
they did one for The Conjuring, but I think they definitely did one for Insidious, which was creepy AF. But my favorite one to have walked through till today, and this was like 2013 or maybe 2014, I want to say 2013, was La Llorona.
I
Oh
remember
my God. I remember walking through, and just the build, the maze, and the atmosphere itself freaked me out. Where I don't usually get like this, but I couldn't move forward. Like I didn't want to take another step and go to another room because the set, the music, and everything came together was brilliant. That maze and some of the imagery disturbed me so much where I couldn't stop thinking about it after, and I will go back and walk through it again. It was so good. I think the Insidious one was fun for me because the person I had gone
that's
through
right.
with would just turn into the biggest chicken, and it was like the best thing. Oh, I had tried to record just the audio of it because you can't film while you're in the maze,
It's
but I
pitch
wanted to.
black.
Yeah, you can't see anyways, but I wanted to record. It was the best time because even the security is like, "Is your friend okay?" I'm like,
And to
"He's
be
fine.
like,
He's fine.
he works here.
He works here, but he still gets freaked out. He's fine." And then the favorite one to have worked at, probably there's two. Terror Tram, when they had Terror Tram, it was my first year, 2012, right? 2012 or 2013. And then getting all my years mixed up. And then the Walking Dead maze following that year. That was my favorite because the group rotation that we had along the characters, all of us bonded, and we would take our breaks together. We would go eat lunch together. We would go to other mazes together. We would just hang out together. And it was just the best time. Like it felt like family. It was so family. It was
Family.
so good. And then kind of talking about Halloween at Disney, you and I actually did a not so scary
I liked it.
Mickey's Halloween
I
party.
really liked the
It
not so
was
scary
so
Mickey.
cute.
Super cute. It was lots of fun to see all of these. It was funny because you saw it was the year that there were so many like little Elsas, little Annas. You would see
Yeah.
all of these different little kids that were just so that were dressed up in all of these really cute
So
costumes.
cute.
And I miss it. I'm really going to be excited for next year when we can actually do something for
I
Halloween.
know. Jack asks, who gets scared the most out of you two? What?
When we go through a maze? Oh, if it's a movie, it's me. If it's through a maze,
I disagree.
you really? I don't remember screaming
The only time that I've ever lost my shit literally in a maze was
with
the
the
clown
clowns.
one. That's the answer. I would have chosen to skip it. But I don't, well, because I worked it. I'm not sensitive to it anymore.
Yeah,
You know,
true.
because I know,
That's
especially
kind of
specifically to Universal, because I kind of get it and I kind of know what to look for. But if you would put me in a setting like Knott's Berry Farm or maybe Six Flags Magic Mountain, like that'd be a little different because I wouldn't know. I would kind of have an idea, but I'm not used to their scare tactics.
yeah.
It'd be a little different, so I wouldn't know because I've never gone. But
And from what I hear, Six Flags is Halloween and not Scary Farm. The actors
they
get a lot
can
closer.
get
They
more
have a
aggressive,
lot more
right?
leeway with the guests. And when you go to I haven't been to one for not Scary Farm in a long
I've
time.
never gone to that one.
I remember when I was younger, my
Mhm.
family, my dad would always take us sometime in
Yes.
October, not during the haunt because we were very little,
Hmm.
but when they had all of their stuff set up. And I remember right on the mine car, the Calico Ghost Mines.
Yeah. Oh
You would sit
yeah.
there as you would get loaded in, and across the way there was like that wood carver that was like carving your name into like these big and like what is it called, those gifts that you can get
Oh yeah.
people.
Okay.
But they also had this bloody gory teddy bear, and if as
Did it
people
come
walked
alive?
by, it would like it'd be high up in the tree, super high, and someone would trigger a button and the bear would just drop, and we'd just be sitting there waiting in line at the Calico Ghost Mines and just seeing people go ah! losing their
That's
losing
the
it. And it
best.
was so much fun. I remember doing that almost
That's the
every single
best.
year for God, so many years. And it would just be my dad and my two brothers
Yeah.
and myself, of course.
Speaking of clowns, a couple of things from Adam. Adam says he's never been to Universal or not because it's scary, as much as I prefer going on rides and doing photos of costumes and not waiting in line for mazes. But it is fun. Yeah, it's a little different for everyone. You know,
Yeah.
like if you would prefer to just do like a nice photo op, being like checking out people's costumes, then Universal is not the place to go because guests are not allowed to dress up. The only people that can dress up is the people that are hired to work the event inside the mazes.
Yep.
I think little kids can, but what is a little kid doing at a Halloween Horror Night? That's always my question. Is not like teenagers, okay? That's not little. I mean, like you should be in bed. You're 6.
A part
You
of
should
me
be in bed.
always felt a little bad. Like, say, for
Try to high five
example,
them.
if there was a little kid, I'm like, why are you bringing your kid here?
Yeah.
But then sometimes you would get those little kids that are like super hyper. And what was it during Haunted Hayride one
Oh,
year? I
Cyrus.
remember you telling me about this one little kid that
Yeah.
was in the hay wagon and going
I
and
had to
the
teach
mom
him
was
a
like
lesson.
Cyrus. So Wendy's dressed up as this scary like what is it, kind of like, what is that, the grudge kind
And
of.
she resembled like a cross between the Ring Girl / the Grudge / the twins from The Shining. I
Yeah.
would, because there were two of us.
And
I
when
decided to help out the mom and the people, because at the hayride, it's unless you pay for a private hayride, it's with other people, like maybe 15 to 20, I think. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't, like, I'm not a guest, so I didn't get to like sit in one of them. But you're sharing with other people, so it's like you want to have that mutual respect, and let's just ride the ride. Let's all have fun. You have your kid not sitting down, so first of all, dangerous.
Yeah.
Jumping up and down, dangerous and very disruptive, and yelling and screaming. And the mom would try. She tried. With kid didn't want to listen and this was at the beginning, because I was the first like scene up on the trail, and decided to I talked with my twin, and we are like, let's teach Cyrus a lesson. And we like told Cyrus that we wanted to come and play, and Cyrus, I'll be in your closet when you get home. Mom! And I was like, okay, bye. It was great. It was great.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here all night.
And then to everybody writing in the comments, Josh was so good to me in that Clownmates. So it was last year, actually. Last year, when I was with Collider, we all went down to cover Halloween Horror Nights for Collider Live, and they were like, hey, let's go through the Clownmates. I was like, okay, cool. I'll just like work it. Like help pull our camera operator Frank backwards, because you have to in order to shoot, he would have to walk the maze backwards, and you can't do that when you have a rig and you like do this, because then your camera is super unsteady. But they know that I don't like clowns. I don't like them. I don't find them funny or anything like that. I find them frightening. Went through the Killer Clowns from Outer Space maze. Why do they even have that? I don't know. It's for people like me. That's what. And basically boo-hooed and screamed through the entire maze. I saw maybe 20% of the maze. I don't remember it. I don't remember
blocked it all out.
Josh McCouga, who is frightened quite easily, as you can have seen from various Collider projects, was the nicest, had me like in his arm. Like I was stuck in a corner. He walked past the clown, grabbed me, and was like, let's go. And I was just like, did not have it together. So yeah, that was, thank you, Josh. If you ever watch this, thanks for being my awesome partner in crime. Oh gosh. Yeah.
So many memories.
Yes,
of
Wendy dressed
Halloween's
it.
past.
I'm gonna try to find before we go. I'll try to find the photo so you have an idea of what poor little Cyrus went through.
What do you mean? Oh, from what
Yeah.
your makeup was like on that day. Well,
Yeah,
and the
I'm
thing
gonna
is,
try
though,
to find it.
some of those pictures don't really do the whole makeup and the whole get up justice,
No.
because I think you have pictures of yourself like when you're in like the dressing room kind
Oh
of a
yeah, and I'm
thing.
not gonna show them one of those. I'm gonna show them
But
one of the good ones. If I can find
ah,
it, I don't even know how do I even navigate Facebook these days?
well, we can also put it up on our Discord,
That's true.
which is if you want to join the discussion on Discord.
Oh, here, let me put it in the chat. And yep.
There we
There
go.
you go. If you want to hang out with us on Discord, we talk about literally anything and everything, movie and pop culture related. And we actually just added a new channel for the Mandalorian spoiler, so we can come and talk about it. And I would say suggestion for that one: if you're gonna join, turn off notifications so you don't see it and you're like ruined. So that doesn't happen.
Why? So make sure,
Yes.
yeah, if you're staying up with the Mandalorian, keeping up with each episode, then you might want to. That's the channel to keep
Mm-hmm.
the conversation going. But if you're
Mm-hmm,
not
mm-hmm.
keeping up on it, if you plan on binging at the end of the season, maybe don't join that discussion.
Let's see. Okay, this was 2010, actually, not 2011. So I put the wrong date in.
Oh, all right.
2010, actually 2000. Yeah,
Was it
20.
2000? No, it was even before that because.
I only did 2 years of it
Oh, okay, yeah. You're right.
because on the third year I got hired at Universal.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, Wendy just looked completely freaky.
It was so fun.
And then when you were next to your partner, to the other girl, even though they looked nothing alike in real person,
but the
with all
makeup,
of the makeup, they looked absolutely terrifying. And they'd stay there as the hayride came forward, and they'd just be like holding hands and like skipping,
yeah,
kind of a thing. And of course, it had that la la, or like.
Oh, we definitely did. We definitely played Ring Around the Rosie. Make no
Mhm.
mistake. We found all the creepy little girl tropes that we threw it in there for everybody to see. And also being active helped us stay warm because at night, the later it got, the more cold you would get. And
It's not like it wasn't like this year where we actually had a pretty warm October.
But it's always like this, though. No.
No, I remember in October when I was doing Haunted Hayride, there was nights where it rained. There was nights when it was freezing cold.
Mm-hmm.
And
I found it.
Oh, you found it?
Not the best photo. Can you guys see?
Kind of. So, maybe I can see if I can find.
I am the one. I'm the taller one. That's me. That was me. That was me. Oops. Trying to get the chat. Yeah. No one likes spoilers. Blade says, I'll be staying out of that channel until December 18th. Yes, I would suggest. I would suggest so. I don't think my name's gonna come up in yeah.
Well, I was hoping that if I looked up on your oh wait, there it is. Isn't that?
Yeah, but don't show that one.
Oh, okay.
Because that's on a private account.
Oh.
Because it's too. That one you can show.
This one I can show. Okay, I can. Let me see if I can.
That one's okay.
And.
Because that's an official photo.
Okay, so yeah, here's the official photo. Let me just take this, close this. Here we go. Let me see if I can get. There we go. Just how creepy Wendy and her crew look, and they had like an ice cream truck in the. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it was a legit ice cream. I mean, we didn't have ice cream in it, but it definitely played the creepy, the whatever. What's like a typical ice cream truck?
The those really creepy.
Gave me the creeps. Yeah. Well, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today on our very super short. Well, actually, it's not short.
No, it wasn't short at all.
It was meant to be short.
We got carried away and started talking about some of our Halloween exploits.
This is what happens when we have fun with the movie bunch, and we get carried away. But you guys, happy Halloween. We love you guys. We will be going live on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/themoviecouple. In just a little bit, we'll be streaming Luigi's Mansion 3. So if you want to watch us play and hang out with us and continue the chat there.
At 3?
Sorry.
Probably we'll probably be going on a
No,
little
it's
bit later
3
today.
now. I'm sorry. I need food. I need
We
sugar
need-
and I need food.
yeah.
So I'll say that again. We're going to go to our Twitch channel and stream Luigi's Mansion 3. In a little while. I don't want to put up a time just because we tend to run late on things. So
Case in point.
case in point, today we couldn't find some of the costumes. I'm gonna get out of the costume. So if you're expecting me to keep this on, this is not the most comfortable to sit in because there is boning here. So it's a standing
It looks
costume.
really good on
It
you.
looks
though,
really,
baby.
really great, but I am sweating a little bit. So we're
I'm
gonna
starting to get a little sweaty too, but
go
I'm
ahead and
actually a
get
little
ourselves
bummed
out.
that like my scar. I don't know. Did you guys notice the scar makeup that I put on
You can see
my
it there.
face? You can kind of see it to where it gives. I love some of the pirate makeup that I have. Oh, I used to have like this tar teeth stuff that I used to put on. Pretty cool.
Chris says something you never hear. Wendy was the taller one. Rare incidences. Very, very true. I'm usually the shortest one in the group.
Very true.
So yeah. All right, guys. If this is the end for you, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have a great Halloween and the rest of your Saturday. For the rest of you who would like to join us on Twitch, we will see you there in just a little while. Okay. Bye. Thanks for joining. Happy Halloween. And lots of candy.